Hi and welcome. I'm Jennifer and this is 13 Moons Lodge, and this is the energy reading for the full moon in Walks Tall Women. So this particular super full moon falls on the 17th of October, and I think we should just jump right into the reading here. So it is sort of a continuation of the new moon reading, which was a couple weeks ago. And I am using the same decks, and I will have them listed below. If you are new to my channel, I just want to say welcome, and I hope you find it beneficial. And if you have been following me for a while, I just want to thank you and let you know how much gratitude I hold for you being here and part of this growing community. Okay, so let's just jump into the cards. So we're starting the significator card for this cycle that we are entering into with this full moon, the super full moon, is humility. And the overall energy in tuning into this card I perceived was, so there's several things. So one is focus. With that eye, it's hard not to feel like there is a focusing. There is an expansion of awareness happening within a lot of us. But in this energy of this card, there's also this awareness, in that awareness of letting go of control. So in this awareness that we are having or growing into within ourselves is an awareness around how it's linked with fear. So that fear of needing to know the answers or how things are going to turn out, or that we're going to be okay, because there are so many changes happening in the world externally around us, so much we can't control. And in truth, we can't control any part of it except our internal world. And that I'm going to touch on more in the reading here. So there is an element of surrendering the need to control. So trusting the process, trusting everything, trusting yourself. So this clarifying and significator card is, as we dive a little deeper here into this particular row, is followed by the page of wands. And what I'm feeling here with this particular card is, yeah, a lot of more awareness is coming through. And it is more because the mind is the part, the ego that experiences the fear with our thoughts and beliefs around needing to feel safe, or there not being enough, whatever in the world. So that mindset of lack, not being cared for, there is in this expansion of that awareness and that part of us that wants to control the outcome of things. There's this, in that whole energy of that awareness, the flip side of that coin is recognizing and having acknowledgement to areas of our life that we are feeling called to move in. So we are, but they're not coming from the head space, they're coming from the body, from the heart. It's more of a felt experience and intuitive. And I'm also saying that because of other cards here, which again, I will get into. So it's like our relationship with ourselves is changing. And of course, with that relationship within us and how we are experiencing ourselves in the world, again, that's going to affect everything around us and our perception of the world. So as we are changing this relationship with ourselves, recognizing areas of our life that we could step more into trust and surrendering that need to control, we are, here it is here being shown in this Two of Wands. So we are looking out, into the world around us, seeing opportunities perhaps where we hadn't seen them before, recognizing synchronicities, signs from our guidance system on, the next step that we need to do or take. And in these opportunities, there's like new pathways opening up to us that we couldn't imagine before. And again, this is because the shifts in the relationship with ourselves is happening within us. So that is being expressed in our outer perceptions. And I know I'm repeating myself. I do that a lot here. So this is being followed by the Ace of Cups. So this is leading us into more heart space, expanded love and awareness, because we are shifting again from what I said previously, even in another video. I think the previous one and probably the one before that, we are moving from the head and the thinking and analyzing, compartmentalizing, wanting to control, fear base, into a more surrendered space, creating from there, settling into that, and also recognizing how it's not us versus the world, but or that separation, but recognizing ourselves in everyone and everything, recognizing that we are part of a greater whole. So this is being carried forward in this next row with the clarifying card Graveyard. And this is about coming more into surrendering those parts, acknowledging the parts, that control part, especially, is where I'm feeling a lot of this reading is about the part of us that wants to control. And again, recognizing that, having acknowledgement of where we are holding on to that fear in parts of our life. Recognizing too that even though it's a part, it's not separate from the rest of ourselves. So it will manifest itself in various forms in regards to the relationship to whatever object outside of us we are having. But again, this is an internal experience of being, a way of being. So shifting that whole vibration, you could say, or experience in that recognition and surrendering to accepting what is the situation that each of us is in right now that is outside of our control externally. Again, changing how we are having this experience by changing our relationship. So coming into acceptance of where you are, knowing, of course, it's going to be temporary, but it's part of a greater shift, a greater cycle of things. So there is that part, which is very significant in this cycle we are going through right now. So it's very healing and freeing in many ways. And again, it's going to open these new pathways and opportunities and bring new people and connections in our life. And it might not even be with people. This could just be experiences with things outside of our normal, everyday, three-dimensional experience. So following the Graveyard card, we have the Five of Wands. So I'm feeling like this is us recognizing again within ourselves areas where we are conflicted, so where we're not feeling peaceful, because in the acceptance of circumstances, situations, relationships outside of ourselves and inside of ourselves, and surrendering to these aspects, we can begin to recognize where we are holding conflict. And I say conflict really loosely because it's not like a fight or sort of thing, but it's where we are experiencing a lack of a peaceful state or stillness within our being, within our solar plexus, within our heart chakras. And that's what that Five of Wands is representing. So it's like it's a practicing of awareness around aspects of ourselves where we are peaceful and parts where we're not. So there are all these multi layers within each experience or relationship of the experience that we're having. So it really is like the layers of an onion is usually the symbology that I like to use around that, because it feels like we go through a layer and we release, and we become more, or we step more into our truth along our path, and we choose accordingly. And then there's rumblings within us of disturbance of some sort, and those are what we are watching for. And it's all on a very subtle experience, subtle realm, but we're becoming more sensitive to it, and it's a practice thing. So we start recognizing these parts of ourselves. Oftentimes we can follow a thread of energy of a possibility of something, and we feel in it if it's how we're going to experience it, and then we can choose if we want to have that experience and grow from it into a deeper understanding, even before we've actually physically made the choice to do it. I hope that makes sense. So again, this is a big practicing experience that we're going through as well. So again, so we're having a second Ace of Cups here in this row. So this practice is about us coming from our heart space, choosing from our heart, experiencing from our heart, again, having that awareness and recognition of the common thread between every being on the planet, including the planet. And so choosing from a place of integrity, when we are making choices, how is this going to affect not only myself, but those around me? Is it going to be out of love? Is it going to be in the highest good? Or am I choosing out of fear and separation? And how that will basically cut yourself off from your truth, from what is not in your highest alignment. So we are choosing, and this is part of the practice. So we're allowing more, we're coming into resonance more with our truth. And as soon as we sideline off that a little bit, we know it, we feel it, the experience is different. So this is being followed by the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is about being in tune. This is intuition as we know it. So this is our soul, basically, that is leading us. This is that heart energy, the love energy I'm speaking of. So this is our truth, and this is what we are bringing online more. We are integrating more that light energy, the love, the higher vibration, our truth, basically. And the first Ace of Cups and the High Priestess are side by side here as well. So again, it's just confirming that is what the message is. The spirit is like, yep, this is what I'm talking about. I mean what I'm saying here. This is what we're doing. Okay, in the final row, again, a lot of confirmations here within this reading itself. There's a lot of reflecting back of, in the different decks and cards, what I've been saying or what I've been perceiving. And so the clarifying card in the final row is honor your feelings. This is first quarter moon in Pisces. So again, very intuitive. Pisces are known for their intuition, being really in tune with the flow of things, your higher self. So again, honoring your feelings, moving from that headspace more into the body, feeling your truth. This is being followed by the Seven of Crystals, which is the Seven of Wands. This is also next to the Five of Wands. Or sorry, Pentacles. I meant to say Seven of Pentacles, but it is next to the Five of Wands. So that Five of Wands, again, I said was kind of conflict, but it's practicing. And so the Seven of Crystals is indicating to us that this isn't going to be easy. This is a journey in itself. It's not like we hit an easy button or flip the switch. This is about practicing. This is about non-judgment, as and I don't like to use the word mistakes. I don't believe in mistakes. They're just lessons. Those are the opportunities or moments in time when we grow. And so that Seven of Pentacles is about not giving up. It's persevering, allowing yourself to explore choices, options, being present, just sitting with it, being with your truth, whatever that is in that moment, and just trusting it and seeing where it leads you. There is no right, there is no wrong. It's just about the journey, and it's all important, and it's all of it is why we're here. So underneath this card of the Seven of Crystals is the Four of Daggers, which is in the Rider-Waite deck, the Four of Swords. And this is about, in this particular situation, contemplation. So this is about contemplating, having moments where you have little timeouts and you're just sitting with yourself, tuning into your energy, blocking out the rest of the world, turning off social media, anything that's going to distract you from you and your truth and your inner truth. So allowing those moments, because they're going to be very pivotal in this whole cycle that we're talking about here, in not being distracted by whatever's going on in the world, not being distracted by shiny things, not being distracted by what others are saying or doing, but this is about you paying attention to your heart and your body and what your truth is, and begin following that, recognizing where you might be blocking yourself. Your ego comes in again, back to the fear, or needing to control, all of that. So the final card in this reading is the Ten of Crystals, which is in the Rider-Waite, it's the Ten of Pentacles. So this is telling us that on this path, we are shifting into this energy of abundance. This is about recognizing how we are moving from a state of fear and lack into one that is basically the opposite, that we are receiving. It's more of an energy of receiving, recognizing that we are a small aspect, a little blip on such a much grander scale of occurrences and experiences and consciousness, how we are part of that, but our lives and our experiences are tiny in comparison. So, but yeah, moving into expanded states, and that's just what I'm hearing here with that card, the Ten of Crystals. And I think that's about it. So I just want to thank you again for joining me. If you enjoy the video, please like it, share it with your friends if you think anybody would benefit. And again, I do have a monthly email around the new moon teachings from Jamie Sands, the 13 Clan Mothers. And so if you would like to join that, I will leave the information below this video. And I think that is it for now. So please be well, and we will see you very soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.